After the last leaves of fall have been cleared away, the rides and attractions of the season's harvest fairs are folded up for another year. But the traditions these fairs represent are a vital part of the fabric of New England.
When it comes to fairs at harvest time, New England has some of the greats. From the Big E in central Massachusetts, the Freiburg Fair of western Maine, and the Brooklyn Fair of Connecticut. But here in Topsfield, Massachusetts, on old US Route 1, is where the granddaddy of America's agricultural fairs has been happening for the last 189 years.
We'll use some hand shears, clean up around the horns here where I can't reach with the electric shears, but other than that, she's good to go.
The Topsfield Fair was started in 1818 as the Essex Agricultural Society cattle show, with a mission much like today's, to encourage, promote, and preserve Essex County's agricultural activities. And that they do, completely.
Topsfield has everything a county fairgoer could want, from herds of cattle to rabbits of every stripe.
The Angora rabbit is the only animal on earth that produces Angora wool that is spun or knitted into sweaters. You get one sweater from one Angora rabbit every year. So all you got to do is get a job that pays big bucks, and then you go and buy an Angora sweater. And then you go and you get a girlfriend and you get down on one knee and you give her this Angora sweater, and she, with tears in her eyes, will accept you forever.
This is where Angora comes from. This is our passion. So, you know, the farmer who makes a living at it, God bless him.
Very pretty.
Oh yeah. Feel.
It's nice.
A classic event is the horse pull, where a team of workhorses tries to pull a sled that can weigh over 2 tons. And who better to give out the awards than Mrs. Essex County?
Any woman who is 18 or older, married and living in Essex County is welcome to apply and see where it goes from there.
What's your favorite part of the Topsfield Fair?
I would have to say the education of agriculture that this fair offers. It really gives kids, inner city kids who don't necessarily grow up on fields around live farm animals, an opportunity to get up close and personal and learn a little bit about what it's like to have large animals such as these.
It's great.
Yeah. Now I'm waiting for the 3,200 pounds or less horse pulling to end so I can pin first, second, third through 10th. So that's it.
It feels a bit like time travel, back to when farms and agriculture were the heart of the New England economy. You'd think that after almost 200 years, they'd want to bring a part of the Topsfield Fair into the 21st century. But that's not the idea here.
Since 1984, Topsfield has been a gathering place for pumpkin growers to show off their greatest pumpkins. This year's winner weighed in at over 1,600 pounds. Pumpkin production has been hard hit the last 2 years, with shortages reported all over the U.S. Many people believe it's the weather that's responsible. But Bill Wiley, a beekeeper here at the fair, has another explanation.
And when did you get interested in bees?
I had an uncle who was a beekeeper in Maine, and I kind of got bitten by the bee bug back then. What most people don't realize is 1/3 of the food we eat is directly attributed to the pollination by the honeybee. And what was happening is you go out today and look at a colony and it was fine, they were doing great. Go out 2 days later and there wasn't a bee in it. So that's why they come up with this disappearing disease, and they didn't know what was causing it, so they blamed cell phone towers and airliners going over and things of this nature. They finally have discovered it is a virus.
If the bees don't pollinate the pumpkin vines, then you don't get any pumpkins. This could put a damper on any future pumpkin competitions if the situation doesn't improve.
Aside from the bee problem, what do you think that the future of farming will be for Massachusetts?
In Massachusetts, believe it or not, is the #1 state in the country for farm stands. And it's amazing, but very, very true.
Yeah.
And agriculture is very strong in the state on those farms that are still operating. Very few dairy farms anymore, unfortunately.
I took a moment to ride the Ferris wheel and contemplate how fragile our whole dependence on agriculture is. The interdependence of bees and giant pumpkins kind of brings it all home.
So what's the best way for the Topsfield Fair to keep going for another 189 years? Stay just the way you are. Don't change a thing. For NewEngland.com, I'm Joe Hunt.